Four, three, two, one, KenKen.
So I'd probably heard about KenKen 5-10 years ago as yet another Japanese puzzle trying to break through to get that Sudoku position in newspapers of the world.
I learned about KenKen through Games Magazine.
In a graduate school class at Brooklyn College.
Randomly in maybe an airplane magazine or a random website.
I saw the puzzle in New York Times, the online version.
I was teaching at a school upstate in New York.
And okay, fine, there's a crossword puzzle, but here's this other strange little mathy puzzle. How does it work?
There were light lines and dark lines and addition signs and division signs.
And it had lots of numbers in it, and I was like, yeah. So I never really even tried to do it. But the time that I really got into it was when I actually met Miyamoto.
I say he's a magician. He's a miracle magician.
You haven't seen a person like him ever in your life.
I invented this puzzle 2004. I felt I invented the real puzzle. In these 10 years, people say puzzle, KenKen. It's not realized now, but it will be realized in near future.
And what will we realize in the future?
KenKen will conquer the world.
His classroom is very unique. So it's called the art of teaching without teaching, right? There is no talking allowed. There is no question allowed. You come into the class, say hello, and he's like, nod, no words. They sit, and there is a clock on the wall. He started to hand the paper upside down like this in front of the kids. And then he goes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. And then they do KenKen, When he's done, raise hands. He comes, check the answer, and if it's correct, he says maru. And if it's wrong, he says bots. That's all he talks in his classroom.
No nervous, no progress, I believe.
How come?
How come? Every lesson, math, baseball, martial arts, nervous ear is necessary. I enjoy nervous air.
Here's your last one. This is a two-word answer. It's bridge and baseball. Bridge and baseball. Your starting letter is G. G.
I don't play bridge.
In the 8th grade, when in a class where I was supposed to write a paper on what I wanted to do with my life, I said I wanted to be a professional puzzle maker. I don't think many kids at that age choose being puzzle making as a career, but that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I wanted to do my whole life.
It's a Grand Slam.
Grand Slam is correct.
Oh, bravo!
Okay. Guys, give yourself a hand.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. He introduced the puzzle. Of course, it takes 10 seconds to introduce. Gave me one to try. I liked it, and I asked him for a second one. And after I'd solved that, then I asked for another. He had brought a book with him, so when he left, I asked him to leave the book with me. And over the next week, I solved virtually the entire book. I became obsessed with KenKen right at the start.
Mind you, all the puzzles at this point were handmade by Miyamoto. And to get in a newspaper and then ultimately website, you can't do that by hand any longer. You need a computer program, you need to generate these things. And luckily, that was David Levy's world, who is the father of computer chess.
And he created this KenKen generating machine or algorithm, inevitably called the Kenerator.
Once we'd realised that there were commercial possibilities for KenKen, it was obvious that it had to be done by a computer. What I wanted to do with Miyamoto was to find out how he thinks when he creates a puzzle.
It's feeling, just feeling. Like a picture. There is a beautiful picture. What point is beautiful? I think most of people cannot explain. Same.
Can I show you two puzzles? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You might recognize this one.
Uh-huh.
Does that look familiar?
Mm-hmm. This is puzzle I made. Of course, yes.
And this one I'm going to show you as well.
This one made by computer soft. I think they are no interesting. So I feel nothing from this part. One of my students sometimes give me puzzles. It looks very fine and interesting. Every time I want to solve it as soon as possible. Oh, that one. This one is beautiful. This puzzle has story. This one doesn't have any story.
How could just entering the numbers 1 through 9 in a grid make you laugh or make you smile? But there is a certain kind of playfulness.
I'm certain I've never done a puzzle that was made by Miyamoto because I've never seen anything this pretty looking.
Do you think that eventually computers will be able to make a puzzle that is more similar to your puzzles?
Impossible. A machine doesn't have heart. They cannot make Shakespeare, Beethoven, Picasso. It's our work. It's for human beings.
Shall we, KenKen?
Kenerator is an amazing piece of software. It's never ever had a bug. It's never produced a puzzle that has no solution, and it's never produced a puzzle that has more than one solution.
Your Times crossword puzzle. Please welcome back to our show, Will Short.
Computer-generated puzzles and the school, you see, doesn't match. You see, do you think it matches? I don't think it matches well, and Mr. Miyamoto didn't like that.
And the kids love KenKen so much, they do it on their own. They like it more than video games and TV.
I bet they do. I like it. Every morning in the car, I do at least one of them.
My little website, which was getting 300 visits a day, I think had 30,000 visits. And it was massive.
You have a 1 and a 2 in this order. You have a 6 and a 1 over here.
Okay,
the
so
last
this
one
has to be a
goes
5.
over here. It has to be a 6 and a 5. This has to be a 4.
What's good about KenKen and Sudoku and crosswords, all of those and puzzles like that, is that they have grids to be filled in, empty squares. I think there is something about human nature that we want to fill up spaces. And if you're a puzzle person, or almost anybody, and you see an empty grid, you want to put something in those spaces. It gives a feeling of satisfaction that you don't get often in life. And that really feels good.
Or because this column...
So that has to be a 4 because the 3 is already there, so therefore
Got
the
it.
3 is going to
Yep.
be there. Got it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. All
so
right.
it's a lot of like that kind of feeling.
Yeah. All
right?
right. Cool. Yeah, I felt it right there.
Most important thing is that every puzzle has only one solution. So I will check this part. Here is 3. Here is also 3. Then you
I would say he is not a man of KenKen. Well, he is a man of education.
He really had an interesting life himself.
He kind of failed in lots of things. I think he wanted to commit suicide. He got into math teaching because it was the only job he could really get.
He was very passionate teacher one time. He was very close to the students, like friend, but he didn't see the students to grow. He didn't see the students to really thrive. He realized they have to think by themselves, and he started to give KenKen and use KenKen in his classroom.
And over the period of 20 odd years, he kind of created his own kind of homegrown philosophy, which, as he says it himself, is teaching without teaching. And KenKen is a kind of masterpiece in getting people to learn themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Now there are many KenKen contests all over the world. First, I think it's very interesting, but now I board such a competition. It's only solving contest. Sooner is the winner. Most important point is continue thinking with high concentration. Do not rush the answer. Do not rush success.
So, without further ado, here's Tetsuya Miyamoto.
Hi everybody. Why must we learn and study? For what? It's for happy life. Happy life? What is it? Entering high-level university, working at good company, like Google, and getting high salary, like you. Is it always happy life? I don't think so. When I was 14 years old, I went low-level high school. It's bored for me, so I quit. I started to study by myself to grow me up by myself, but it didn't work well, and I failed. At that time, no hope for me. I didn't have friends. Very, very loneliness life. And I thought about suicide almost every day. But it's the bottom of my life, I believe. In Japan, also in United States, many young people abandon their life themselves, suicide. In young age, myself. So I wrote this book. If you think of yourself as just 1 by 7 billion, it can make you want to die. But if you think of yourself as an irreplaceable one of one, doesn't it stir just a little bit of courage? I always choose hard way, not easy way. The accidents make me strong. First time we met, it was 2016, July 13th. After 6 weeks, we got engaged. Next month, we married.
Formerly obsessive, amazingly hard-working, but a kind of slightly reformed character since he got married, and full of the joys of life, and actually quite able to look at his own life and see it as some kind of story. So he's quite big on the fact that these puzzles are not essentially about math or logic, they're about life lessons.
Someone once said about writers that if you've lost your interest in writing, you've lost your interest in the world. And I feel the same way about puzzles. If you lose your interest in puzzles, you've lost interest in life.
I am an entertainer. People call me charisma or super teacher. No, I am an ordinary man. I learned everything from my mistakes. It's a very important property. Failure is much more important than success.